My dear, my dear students, how are you all? Today we are going to discuss another problem from operations research, particularly assignment problem. So this kind of assignment problems frequently asked from ICAI exam, one of the main professional exam. Similarly, commerce students, BBA students, MBA and BSc mathematics. So these kind of students you can utilize this kind of assignment problem, isn't it? So easy to understand. Okay, let us move to see the problem. See the problem. Solve the assignment problem, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, this is a problem. See the problem. So there are PQRS ABCD. So four rows and four columns we are given. Before we are going to proceed the assignment problem, we should remember number of rows should be equal to number of columns, isn't it? So this is called a balanced assignment problem. If it is unbalanced, you have to or we have to convert into balanced, isn't it? This is a primary step. So remember students, A, B, C, D, P, Q, R, S. 4 is equal to 4, number of rows 4, number of columns 4. Okay. Let us move to the solution. See the solution. Step number 1 says select the least value from each row and subtract the least value with the same row other elements in the respective rows. I repeat, select the least value from each row. For example, A, B, C, D, there are 4 rows. Select the least value and subtract with the other elements in the respective rows. For example, we can take 22. 22 is the least value from the first row. From 5, the second row. And then 18 from the third row. 8 is the last row. That is A, B, C, D. Okay. So I'm going to select these values and then subtract itself as well as other elements. Isn't it? So the first element will be, I think, 30. Isn't it? The first row, first element will be, I think, 30. 30 minus, I think, the least value 22. So yellow color, all the yellow colors represent the least value which lies on the last column, isn't it? 22, 5, 18 and 8. So these are the least values. Subtract with other elements. So 30 minus 22, I think 8, isn't it? Similarly, 46 minus 22, it is 24. 34 minus 22, it is 12. And 22 minus 22, 0. So the same procedure for the next three rows, B, C, D. So from B, 5 is the least value, 6 minus 11 minus 5, 6. And then 20 minus 5, 15. 11 minus 5, 6. And then 5 minus 5, 0. From the third row, 18 is the least value, 28 minus 18, it is 10. And then 43 minus 18, 25. 28 minus 18, 10. And 18 minus 18, 0. Okay. Go to the last row. I think 8 is the least value. So 14 minus 8, it is 6. 23 minus 8, it is 15. 17 minus 8, 9. And 8 minus 8, it is 0. Isn't it? Okay. Let us move to the next one. See this. In the second step says select the least value from each columns and then subtract with other elements in the respective column. And one more thing we are given, if a column has at least one zero, so don't change anything, right, as it is. So please remember students, so this is a difference between row wise and column wise. In September 1 says select a least value from each row and subtract with the other elements in the respective rows, isn't it? That's all. Come to the second step. Select the least value from each row and subtract with their other elements in the respective columns, isn't it? Sorry, column, isn't it? And one more thing, if a column has at least one zero, don't change anything, write as it is. That is a very important thing for column base. See the matrix PQRS ABCD, isn't it? So except the last one, I think yes, column S, it has all the values 0. So don't change anything, write as it is. Except yes, PQR, there is no 0. So we have to select the least value from each column. That is, so we have to subtract and then do it, isn't it? Okay. So the column becomes 2040. And then the second column Q 9010, and then third column R 6043, and last one 0000. So except the last column, that is yes, all the columns don't have 0, isn't it? So that PQRS only the changes occur except the last column. Okay. The next one, see, step number 3 says, what does it says? So now we are going to assign zeros. Okay, so our aim to get the optimal value from the system. So we have to assign zeros. That assigned zeros should be equal to number of rows. That is very important thing. So if it is available, we can reach the optimal solution. Otherwise, we have to create the optimal solution using some techniques, isn't it? So now we are going to assign each row and each column at most one, at least one, not correct. At most one is the correct thing, isn't it? So that I'm going to, okay, this is the main thing, A B C D P Q R S. So I have given here first one assigned zeros represented by 0 with the box uh, green, isn't it? And then one more zeros crossed. The crossed zero represent unassigned zeros. So our focus only on assigned zeros. So I take the first row 2960. You can select any place, any cell, isn't it? This is not a exact way to select this zero only assigned zero, this zero only unassigned zero, not correct. Okay, your choice, you will randomly choose any zero which is assigned, but the thing is one zero, one assigned zero available in the row or column, isn't it? So at most maximum only one, but unassigned zeros, so many zeros we can create, isn't it? Okay, so my dear students, please focus on the thing is to create one assigned zero from each row and each column, isn't it? Okay. So similarly, there are first row, I think only one zero. Second row, all will be zero. Four, I think only one. Third, I mean sorry, D, it has three zeros. Similarly, column base there are two zeros. Q, there are two zero. R, there are only one zero. Yes, all the values is zero. Okay, now I'm going to assign. So I focus on the first column, last value will be assigned 0. It means boxed, isn't it? So I'm going to check other zeros available in the same column. Yeah, one more zero available in B, so that I am unassigned that zero. Go to second column. Okay, there are two zeros available. I'm going to unassigned the both zeros, and go to third column. There is only one assigned sorry zero available. I'm going to assign that zero. In that column there is no zeros, so that create only one, that zero will be a assigned zero. Go to the last one. All the cells are zero except the third, all the other zeros will be unassigned. Unassigned means crossed, isn't it? Okay, now I'm going to count how many assigned zeros available in that place. Only three, from CR, DP, and CS. I repeat, BR, and then CS, and then DP. These are the three places. Okay, now go to the next one. Okay, here number of assigned zeros are not equal to the number of rows. That is 3 not equal to 4. 3 represent number of assigned zeros, 4 represent number of rows. So we did not reach optimal value. Let us apply the another method called Hungarian to create another zeros. So what do you mean? So my dear student, here the purpose of Hungarian method to create more zeros. Okay, so to create more zeros, so there are certain uh, steps, rules available for Hungarian method. So we have to use that rules and then create more zeros. So first rule says, let us select a row which has only one unassigned zero. Now we are going to start with rows. Okay, I'm going to select the rows. How can I select that row? That row should be or should have only one unassigned zeros. Okay, if it is unassigned zero, we can select the row. If the row has at least one assigned zero, we cannot select. So kindly remember, my dear students, I'm going to select row. That row particularly has one or more than one unassigned zeros, but it should not has assigned zero. Please remember. Okay, so using this concept I can do the next one. Okay, see this, see this. Okay, I'm going to select a row. There are four rows A, B, C, D. Why I'm choosing particularly first row? See the B, it has one assigned zero, that is BR. Go to C, there is one assigned zero, so we cannot select. Go to last D, one assigned zero in the first place, isn't it? If a row has one assigned zero, we cannot select that row. Except the first row, all the other three rows has at least one assigned zeros, isn't it? So that we cannot select B, C, D, we can select only A, isn't it? This is a very thing. My dear students, please focus on the assigned zeros. If the row has assigned zero, we cannot select. That is a thing. Okay. But the row has more than one unassigned zero. It means crossed zeros, isn't it? Okay. Now go to the next one. So in this step, I have chosen one column, that is yes. How? So listen, after choosing that row, that is A, check whether which place that particularly assigned unassigned zero available. So listen, in the first step you can select that first row A, since it has one assigned zero. So okay, unassigned zero, so that you have selected. After that, you have to check that particular row where is located that particular unassigned zero. Yeah, it is obviously in the last row, last column, sorry, so that it can be selected. So this is the next process, isn't it? So kindly select the first row, and then next one, check in this row, is the row has unassigned zero? Yes, it has unassigned zero, then only we can select that row, isn't it? Which place? That is yes, last column, so that I can select the last column, isn't it? Okay, this is the next process. After that, see in this place, row side there are two rows selected, and then column wise only one column selected. So first row and then last column selected already we have seen in the earlier. So here see, the third column is also selected. How? That is a question. So I repeat the process. First I can select the first row, since it has no assigned zero, so that I can select the first row. After that, I can select the first column, since it has in this place that particular row has unassigned zero. Okay, after that, after selecting that column, I am going to check is that particular column has any assigned zeros. Assigned zero means boxed zero. Okay, yes, it has in the C, third place. So that I have selected that third row also. So I have written the within the circle number one row, first row, number two, last column, number three, the third row, isn't it? Now check that particular row has any assigned zeros or unassigned zeros. Yeah, other than this, no zeros available in the third column, sorry, third row. Okay, so stop that process. So this is the process to select the row and the column by Hungarian method, my dear students. Okay, now see, now selecting the row and column over. Select பண்றது it has over. Okay, selecting the row and column uh, definitely over. Now move to the next one. The next process to draw the vertical line and the horizontal line for selecting the selected columns and then unselected rows. So this is the next process. Now I'm going to draw a vertical line. Vertical line means column wise. Horizontal line means row wise. Okay, which are the rows not selected? I'm going to draw the horizontal line. Which are the columns selected? I can draw the vertical line. So I have drawn. This is, see, so second and last row not selected, so that I can draw the horizontal line. See, column wise, only one column, that is last column only selected, so that I can draw the vertical line. Isn't it? Okay. In this system, in this cell, so which are the numbers not affected by any lines? 2, 9, 6, 4, 10, 4. Isn't it? There are 6 cells only not affected by any kind of lines. So that from that cells I can choose the least value. That is 2, which is lies on the first cell, AP. Isn't it? So select the 2. I can do subtract other elements. Okay, which are the numbers not affected by a line. Then which are the places intersection? See, BS, that is the intersection place. Both lines intersected. Similarly, DS, last cell, DS, last cell, it has intersected. There are two places, BS and DS. These two cells are intersected. In this place, the least value added. So it means 0 plus 2, 2. 0 plus 2, 2. So the two uh, available another new places, CS and then DS. Okay, what about the crossed lines? So if the line crossed by a number, it cannot be changed. Okay, right as it is. Which are the numbers not affected by a lines? You have to subtract it, isn't it? Okay, now go to the next one. See, in this place, okay, 074. So 2 can be subtracted by 2 itself, so 0. 9 can be subtracted by 2, 7. 6 can be subtracted by 2, it is 4. And then 0, right as it is. Second row, 0, 0, 0, 2. And then third, 2, 8, 0, 2, 0. And the last one, 0, 0, 3, 2. So which place another 0 created? See, the very first place. Okay, so in the last column there are two numbers created, so using the Hungarian method, isn't it? Okay, so if the number is created, it is not bother. Okay, there is no bother, since that particular column has two more zeros. Okay, very very important. So if a column at least one zero, it is needed. Okay, okay, that's why I'm saying. So if the see the previous step, the last column 0 0 0 0, there are four zeros, but now it has created two more twos, isn't it? Okay, don't bother. Go to the first place, AP, it has 0, 2 becomes 0. So this is the idea from taken from Hungarian method. Okay, so we are needed 0 for assigned zeros. Now from the first row I'm going to assign first value. So column wise there are two zeros, it can be unassigned, and then row wise last one zero it is assigned, unassigned. Similarly from the second, so second place BQ unassigned and then BR assigned. What about C? The last one assigned. Only 1 0 it is assigned. And then for the two, for the last D, so first one unassigned, second one assigned. Now count the assigned zeros. There are 4 assigned zeros available. So stop the process. See the last one. See, now the number of assigned zero is equal to number of rows. That is 4 is equal to 4. Now we are going to calculate the uh, optimal value. See the work, the number of jobs. This is A is a person, PQRS is a jobs. So a person assigned a job P. So in this given problem we have 30, AP 30. So write it. And then BR. So BR it has 11. So I have written. And then CS it has 28. So 28. And the last one DQ that is 8. So DQ, sorry, 23, isn't it? Okay, 23. So I'm going to add all the values. It was 82. So, my dear students, the optimal value of the problem is 82. Okay, thank you, my dear friends. If you have any doubt, you can chat. Okay, kindly subscribe and then share this video to your friends. Thank you so much.